Hey, what's going on, people? Welcome back to Football Therapy with me, Oistjan. Chelsea are poor. Welcome to your post-match presser of Dinamo Zagreb 1, Chelsea 0. A historic loss. No, a historic win for Dinamo Zagreb. Never have they ever left the Champions League group stage. I believe they've only had like 5 wins ever in Europe. Yet they played Chelsea, a team who spent over £250 million in the summer transfer window, where they spent a few million, like 5 or less. Now, it's all relative, it's all etc., etc., but this is a historic blockbuster loss. I want to say giant killing, but Chelsea was so poor. I'm going to walk a fine line between wanting to praise an excellent team performance from Dinamo Zagreb, the champions of Croatia, who are, by the they're used to winning, and Chelsea aren't really used to winning. There's something to be said about that, despite the level of quality and despite the level of competition that both respective teams are used to playing against. But mate, this was so poor from Chelsea. Welcome to your post-match presser, your match review of this game. Thank you for joining me. In turbulent, difficult, frustrating, and deflating times for us Chelsea fans after that shit performance. Excuse my French. Désolé, mes amis, etc. I'm going to talk about how we lined up, how we played. Are the players even playing for Tuchel now? Really poor from players like Mason Mount, playing in a slightly deeper role. Well, even deeper than probably his inherent number 8 role. An absolute profound Disasterclass from one-to-way winger Hakim Ziyech. Everything he touched turned to excrement. When he hit that free kick and it hit the wall, and he hit again and it did nothing, and then he had the audacity to take the next free kick off Reece James, only to do the exact same thing again when everything he touched, like I said, turned into the proverbial. Guys, please do consider dropping a like on this video. And, subscribe. I'm not going to... Get the mics up for this one. Get them up. Tuchel in. But something's got to change, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. We came up against a team today that are used to winning and used to playing together. This Chelsea team are not used to winning at the moment or playing together. Yes, microphone's down. But we need to find a new cohesive way of sewing in attacks, because the goal they took was very good, by the way. This was the way Zagreb were if they were going to win, this is the way they were going to do it. On the break with a little bit of clinical luck. And their strikers score a lot. Orsic got the goal. It was a lovely flicked on header assist and a lovely finish. But that doesn't matter. And it doesn't matter if we had some decisions go against us. We had 8 minutes stoppage time, man. 8 minutes stoppage time. There's no excuses for this. Let's talk about what actually happened. Chelsea played away, of course. We started in a 3-4-3 with Raheem Sterling up front, with Aubameyang making his debut. And who else did we have up front? Havertz. So it's Havertz, Aubameyang, and Sterling up front, with Mason Mount and Kovacic in a midfield double six, which you'd think should be enough against this opposition. And then we had Chilwell deservedly getting his start after the West Ham game, and Reece James starting in the wing-back positions, with a back three of Azpilicueta right centre-back, Fofana playing centre-back, and Koulibaly playing left centre-back. Kepa Arrizabalaga starting in goal. They also played a back three, Dinamo Zagreb. Usually they play a back four in their league, but they matched us up because they wanted to defend the width, I suppose. Get more defenders in the box, essentially. And there, Lubasic, or whatever, the young kid with the big hair, shout out to him while I'm thinking of it. Their left wing back. He was incredible, man. Like, you know, I'm pissed off. I'm a Chelsea fan. We lack cohesion. We lack gonads. We just didn't look like we wanted it. But you need to praise Zagreb because they played like a team. They played with belief. There was a great atmosphere. And that kid, Lubicic, again, apologies for the pronunciation. He was sick, man, and he deserves a shout out. You know, again, young, but much like the opposite of Ziyech, everything he touched turned to gold. So it didn't work, basically, this formation that we started with, and they scored in the 13th minute. Chelsea had, at that point, about 70% possession, and they had one break, and they scored. And like I said, it was a nice goal. Nothing, you know, no problem with Kepa. Kepa actually made a couple of saves. Let me know in the comments if you do think there's something that Kepa could have done about that goal. I don't think so. And at half-time, we take off Azpilicueta, bring on Hakim Ziyech, and play, I guess, what is like a 4-2-4. Reece James right back, Fofana and Koulibaly at the centre-backs, Chilwell at left-back, and then we had still Mount and Kovacic in the midfield, but we had four along the front with, you know, Havertz, Ziyech, Aubameyang and Sterling. Not much happened. We brought on Jorginho in the 59th minute after a Mason Mount. We're going to talk about Mason Mount, don't worry. Yellow card in the 59th minute. Aubameyang comes off. I think that's probably planned after an hour because of his fitness. Kovacic comes off. Jorginho comes on, so I guess we look to start doing passing rather than ball carrying because they're sitting so deep. Obviously, Kovacic is more of a ball carrier. Jorginho was going to look for passes more. Makes sense, right? Makes sense. Breuer comes on for Aubameyang. We all wanted to see that. Koulibaly gets booked shortly later. Ben Chilwell comes off for Cucurella in the 71st minute, like for like. Pulisic comes off for Raheem Sterling in the 75th minute, like for like. That is Chelsea's. 5 substitutions done in the 75th minute with 15 odd minutes to go plus the 8 minutes stoppage time, but not actually that much time with the ball in play. Thomas Tuchel ends up getting booked later, and they see the game out relatively convincingly. There was one passage of play where Reece James hits the post, and then we force a save, and that's it, bro. That is literally it. We end the game with 68% possession, 10 shots to their 6, but probably, you know, not much on target. A better pass percentage as we would do. The same amount of dribbles. They won more aerial duels than us. They're probably a bigger team. We had 30 tackles to their 20 as the team with possession. And they were dispossessed more. We just lack cohesion. Player performances, let's do it, and then we can talk about the main picture and Tuchel and stuff. As Riza Balaga, don't have particularly any qualms with him. He came out a couple of times when he needed to, made a couple of saves. I don't think he's at fault for the goal. Koulibaly is disappointing me. Personally, I think he's not gelling in the team. I think Fofana was okay, actually. Please do let me know what you think of Fofana. Obviously, Azpilicueta, he was part of that dismal, boring first half and then was the first to get the heave-ho. He was hooked at half-time for the formation change. I think Kovacic was fine. I don't know if he was good. I think Mason Mount, who scored have given Mason Mount 6.7, like the same as Reece James? I will not know. I don't think this season Mount's been as bad as people said in terms of what he's been doing on the pitch, but this game, I think Mason Mount was very, very poor. Yes, he's playing in a double 6. That's not a position he generally plays in, but he's by trade, he's like a number 8, isn't he? So I don't know, man. He should have been okay. He should have been fine to play this role, but I was really disappointed with Mason Mount. Reece James had a few good moments, didn't have the influence. You think like someone like Reece James in form could be that almost beacon, that icon to light things up. I actually think Havertz was our best forward. He did a couple of good moments. He didn't score, of course, but I think out of all of them, Sterling was disappointing. Aubameyang was disappointing. And I think Breuer and Pulisic didn't really do anything when they came on, whether they had much of a chance. I think Havertz was decent. The score and who scored reflects that. He was 7.2 and the rest of them were like 6. Jorginho came on, might have helped a bit. And then, of course, Ziyech came on, and he was so bad, bro. I don't want to sound like a broken record here, like just digging out a player constantly. But he was everything he touched turned to crap. Again, let me know if you think I'm being harsh down in the comment section. Cucurella came on. It wasn't great. he's more of a defensive wing back than Chilwell, but I think it's more fresh legs kind of thing. Are the players playing for Tuchel? Yes, I think so, but they just clearly don't want it. Is it an ego thing? Did they think they could rock up to Zagreb and do their thing? Because Zagreb wanted it so much more than Chelsea. They ran to the ball more, they worked harder, they believed in each other, they knew where each other were. Like I said, they're a team that's used to winning in their own landscape environment, whereas Chelsea aren't there at the moment, blagging up. We always concede, always. And something's got to give. I don't know what that is. I don't think Chelsea need to change their manager. I do maintain what I say about Tuchel. I think he's a great coach. He's one of the elite coaches in world football. And he was recognised as that before he came to Chelsea and won the Champions League and got to all these finals as well. But I'm not happy with him. And I understand, I just because I'm not going to dig him out because he's been through a very uniquely difficult situation with the transition of the club and the sanctions, and he's got all these new signings that he needs to embed in, etc, etc, etc. It's hard work. It's not just going to work straight away, or if it does, it will probably be mostly luck of which he seemingly doesn't have at the moment. But he's not looking like an exemplary coach at the moment, and these Chelsea players just don't look like they want it, just don't look like they're working hard enough. I still think we'll get through the group as things stand. It is a hard away game. It should be an easy away game, but we'll more likely beat Dinamo Zagreb at home. It is still away. If this happened at the Bridge, it would be a little bit more concerning. Although, let's have it right, mate, this is a concerning, historic loss for Chelsea. I don't want to speak about this too much longer because I'm pissed off. What do you guys think? Comment down below. We move. I'll do a video tomorrow. Hopefully it'll be a little bit more perky and we'll all sleep on it. Maybe you're watching this tomorrow, and welcome. This is Instantaneous Reaction Yen. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Please drop like, subscribe.